Hello everyone, it's Justine. Today I'm going to make a glitter stitch card for you to watch. If you are interested in stitching, stick around. If you're new to stitching, I also recommend you sticking around. I'm going to show you how I stitch on small pieces. So with this leaf, and this leaf is from the stitched leaf die set. And it is full of leaves. It comes with a number of dies that are leaves. This is another card that I've made with the die set. So if you're interested, I will have that on my channel live when this video goes up. So let's just jump into stitching. You need a needle, you need floss. I'm using 3 strands of floss. I'm going to go ahead into the back of this leaf and hold my tail of my thread. Not being too particular of where it goes, just kind of holding it for now. I'm going to now see where my string would go. I believe that it would go into this hole, which would start this side of the leaf. Then I'm going to go into the next one, back to the middle, out to the next one, and back in the middle. And it's important to look in the front just in case every once in a while, just to make sure you're not stitching in goofy areas. I went a lot slower for stitching on leaves in that first video, so if you're interested in seeing like my full process of how I stitch, please look at that video. I seem to have missed a stitch here, so I'm just going to go back and do that. That's kind of the beauty of stitching. You can go back and no one will know. It's not really like knitting where if you make a mistake you have to go all the way back, rip out tons of work. It's fine. Just stitch again. Looking at that, I don't know if that's quite right, but I'm going with it because it's a leaf, and if it's not right, that's fine with me. This is my art. I get to create. All right, I'm going to go up through the stem and down. The cardstock I'm using is probably 80 pound. I would say it's not too terribly thick. I know that some people are kind of adamant about doubling up your cardstock when stitching. I've stitched with even 60 pound cardstock or even on pattern paper that is quite thin. I don't find a problem with it at all, but if you feel like you're needing the double paper, you go for it. That's not really my jam. I find stitching so very relaxing. It's kind of like coloring stamped images, and changing the colors makes things just so unique. And that's kind of the beauty about card making, especially with buying dies and stamps. You might get the same stamp set that I do with the same die set that I do, and you might make something completely different, and that's awesome. Another thing that I like about the Spellbinders dies is they come apart already. You don't have to sit there with your wire cutter and chop them apart. Been there, done that. Can't stand doing that, by the way. Drives me crazy. I've hurt myself multiple times doing it. I'm kind of a klutz in general, but I mean, really, it was not good. I used my wire cutter, chopped off a little metal edge. It went flying, it went into my finger, it got lodged, not fun. Another time I was doing it again. I don't wear shoes in my house, and somehow it made its way at high velocity, mind you, from the chopping onto my foot. And again, not fun. So Spellbinders, if you're listening, thank you for not making your dies all together. I don't know why companies do that. It drives me nuts. Anyway, I'm done being annoying. I think I'm going to stitch one more stitch right here just so it's mirrored on the other side. And I think my stitching is finished. Like I showed you in my first stitched leaves card, I just kind of hide my tail wherever. Because this is getting glued down in about 20 seconds, I'm really not concerned with that tail popping off and landing somewhere else. I love this Spellbinders magnet, by the way. I use it for things like this needle. It's magnetic and it really does help me. It cleans up dyes really easily. It holds my needles. It holds my little stopper for my glue. I don't have that on there right now, but it can. I usually do. But it's a nice little tool. All right, I die cut out the background of the leaf with glitter paper. I have recently kind of been making a bunch of cards with the glitter paper. I don't know why, but it's a bit of me. And I love it. So I'm using the brown glitter on the background and I'm using the orange on the back of the leaf. Now my stamp sentiment is from the stamp set of the month, so I'm pairing those two together, and I probably should just hang on a second with my leaf and get my stamp sentiment down on my card. I think I'm going to put it right about there. Anyway, I stamped that with just some black ink, put it on some gold cardstock, and mounted it onto some like gray, green, bluish color, and it's all set for me. All right, I think that this card needs just a little something extra, so I'm going to grab my sequins and add some bling as if it needs more. Oh, maybe I'll use these. No, I don't know. I think those would get lost. I think I'm just going to go with my tried and true gold sequins from Spellbinders. I think this is 2 different packs that I put together from an old card kit. Okay, let's plan out where they're going to go, and then we'll see. Yeah, that will look good. Okay. I'm going to pop my glue down first, and I'm going to make kind of big glue circles this time because I'm going to invert my sequins so they are, don't like that one very much, going to invert my sequins so they are, like if the sequin was a plate, it would be upside down. So it's going to go this way. Because it's going that way, I think it helps with adhering if there's just a little bit more glue than if I were to put it like plate side up. Okay, those two are stuck together. Awesome. Anyway, I'm almost finished with my card, so if you've liked this card, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more crafty content in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!